Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're diving into something pretty intense. Source material showing this single terrifying command repeated across totally different times and places.
Yeah, it's quite chilling when you see it laid out, save the universe.
Exactly. We're seeing this pop up on Earth, 1958, then jump forward to Hutton in 2267.
And then way out to Silius in 4387, and even Janus 8, 66.98.
4 places, thousands of years apart, all screaming the same urgent message. What connects them?
That's what we're digging into. This deep dive comes from excerpts of the novel Doctor Who, Spiral Scratch. And it's not just one crisis, it's this insidious multiversal threat.
Multiversal, so affecting like multiple realities.
Precisely. It manipulates time, reality itself, across just countless dimensions. Our goal today is to really unpack how this works.
Okay.
We need to get into the nature of this entity, the lamprey, figure out how it's harvesting power.
And there are some shocking secrets about these time sensitive.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Key individuals caught right in the middle of it all.
All right, let's lay the groundwork. The sources keep mentioning the spiral scratch. What exactly is that? Sounds bad.
It is bad. It's not just a cool name. It's described as a pan-multiversal rip. Think of it like a physical tear. Right through the vortex spiral, the thing that connects all of time and space.
So like imagine time is a giant coil.
Exactly. And this is a massive gash cutting clean through all the layers at once.
Oof, what did that do?
Chaos.
Yeah.
Massive time jumps, bits of history just gashed open. It's threatening to basically unravel everything chronologically, every divergent universe.
Every single one. That's hard to grasp. How could anything even send a warning if reality itself is being deleted?
That's the really terrifying part, isn't it? If the entire multiverse is being wiped out, any signals getting through are like echoes from realities that almost blinked out of existence.
Wow.
It tells us this lamprey thing. It operates on a completely different level. It doesn't just want to control time. Seems like it wants to become time. Or power itself. Hashtag the anatomy of a multiversal predator.
Okay, let's talk about the creature itself, the lamprey. What does it look like? The sources paint a pretty grim picture.
They really do. Its true form is described as just, well, horrific. A massive, green, twisting, snake-like thing.
Green and snaky.
But faceless.
Yeah.
Covered in these pulsating suckers. And there's this sound.
A sound.
Yeah, this terrifying rhythmic pulse, like a giant heartbeat. Deep and deafening.
Yikes. And what does it want? Just power.
Its stated goal. Power immortal and power absolute.
Yeah.
Simple, terrifying ambition. What's really clever, though, is how it shows up throughout history.
How so?
Often hidden in plain sight, cloaked in myths, legends, maybe to hide where or when it truly comes from.
Which brings us to something that really jumped out at me from the sources, this medieval story, the Green Children.
Yes, from 12th century Woolpit in Suffolk. Fascinating case.
The details are weird enough, right? These kids, Julian and Dominique, turn up. They're green, speak gibberish, won't eat meat, only green stuff like beans.
All true. But the really crucial bit linking it to this threat is Julian's ability.
Ability? What could he do?
There was this local guy, Twisted Jude, badly injured. Julian just touched him, stared into his eyes, and miraculously healed him.
Healed him? Like bones and muscles repaired.
Completely reinvigorated, instantly. That wasn't just magic.
So what was it?
Looking back through the lens of the lamprey threat, that was raw temporal energy.
Temporal energy from a kid.
These children, the sources suggest, were like early unstable proxies for the lamprey. They naturally held this energy. It's a direct clue to how the main entity gets its power later on.
By harvesting that same energy from people.
Exactly. From specific individuals, which leads us to its more modern forms.
Right. The lamprey doesn't stay hidden in myth. It takes human form. Monica Lamprey, the main villain, and Sir Bertrand Lamprey.
Sir Bertrand's story is particularly interesting. He's described as a time-sensitive of some kind.
Meaning he could sense time stuff.
Something like that.
Yeah.
He suppressed his memories, apparently after some personal tragedy, but he instinctively knew he was linked to something dangerous. Something not right.
And what did he do with that feeling?
This is wild. He built a huge financial empire. Apparently had links to controversial figures like Oswald Mosley's Union movement.
Yeah. Just for wealth?
No, the sources say it was deliberate. He made himself rich and prominent as bait, a giant glittering lure to attract the lampreys to him.
He was trying to trap them based on a suppressed memory.
It seems so. Consciously setting a trap for something he couldn't fully recall, hoping to contain them or at least figure them out. He made himself the bullseye.
So he's setting a personal trap But the Lampreys are already using, like, architectural traps on a bigger scale. Hashtag said the network of chaos and the architect.
Exactly. Perfect segue. The
Yeah.
sources point out these weird architectural coincidences, specifically the Pentagon in Washington, D.C.
The Pentagon, really? How does that fit in?
Its structure. That specific five-sided shake, the way the corridors are laid out so nowhere is more than 7 minutes walk away.
Okay.
It's apparently identical to the ancient library of Karsus and similar buildings on planets like Minerva, Nera, Garrett.
Wait, identical buildings on different planets across time? That can't be coincidence.
The sources say it's not. It's intentional. The specific geometric design acts like a keyhole, an access point the Lampreys can use in any reality where that shape exists.
A network built into architecture itself. Wow. And someone gave them the key to unlock it all?
Sort of inadvertently, yes. A man named Joseph Tungard, Romanian chemist, fled Soviet persecution.
Hmm.
A guy trying to escape chaos, ironically.
And he ended up causing more.
His personal research was the trigger. He synthesized 3 totally new atomic elements.
Okay, new elements, that's huge.
It was. But when he combined them, bang, he opened the causality loops.
Open causality loops. What does that mean in plain English?
Think of causality as the chain of cause and effect, right? What links events across time. Tungard's discovery essentially broke those links, or at least made them manipulable, reversible even.
And that gave it the Lampreys.
Unlimited access, straight from that spiral scratch tear into pretty much any point in time and space they wanted. He basically destabilized the rules of reality.
Oh, man. And Monica Lamprey. She found him.
Found him, seduced him, used his chemistry skills, the whole package. And she set him up perfectly.
As a scapegoat.
Completely. Later records label Tungard the architect of chaos. Monica planned to use him for any direct violence she needed, like attacking Professor Ramos.
So the blame, the temporal consequences, would fall on his timeline, not hers.
Exactly. Classic manipulation. Which brings us to who they were really after. The ultimate target.
Ellen Lamprey, Sir Bertrand's daughter. Why her?
She's described as the lodestone, the center point of their whole operation.
Lodestone, like a magnet.
In a way, she's not just human. Her physical body is composed of immense temporal energy.
Wait, composed of energy?
How is the displaced energy from multiple alternate versions of herself, from other realities? The source asks, chillingly, how many Helens from how many realities are contained in that body?
So she's like a living temporal battery, a massive one.
Pretty much. The core generator.
Yeah.
The epicenter they need to anchor themselves and keep feeding off the chaos.
Okay, we keep saying temporal energy. You mentioned chronon energy earlier. Can we just quickly clarify what that is for, for listeners?
Right, good point. Easy to get lost in the jargon.
Mm-hmm.
Chronon energy, in this context, is basically the fundamental particle or force of time itself.
The building block of time.
Yeah, the raw energy that makes linear existence possible. It sustains life, connects events, and Helen is just saturated with it. It's the perfect lodestone, yeah. Hashtag harvesting the time sensitives.
Which explains why they need her, but it also leads to the horrific fate of these other time sensitives they captured, doesn't it?
It does. Helen is the centerpiece, but they need supplementary power, both to keep her stable and just to keep feeding their own immense energy needs.
So they capture others who are also sensitive to time.
Exactly. They harvest their chronon energy. We hear about victims like Divatow Neck from a place called Utopiana City.
Yes.
Sounds nice, ironically.
Yeah.
Then Hema Smith, an Earth evacuee on Halos V, and Kevin Dorking, this star drag racer called the Human Bullet.
And what happens to them? It sounds awful.
It is. They're trapped in these things described as sarcophagus-like devices, specialized containers.
And inside.
Their life energy, their concentrated chronon energy, is literally being drip-fed out of them through clear tubes
Oh, God.
into this huge star-shaped machine that holds Helen. They're being systematically drained to keep her going and to anchor the lamprey while it feasts on the disintegrating multiverse.
Just living batteries. Horrifying. So people tried to stop this, right? Professor Ramos?
Yes, Professor Ramos. The sources identify him as a Time Lord and also a custodian of the Library of Karsus.
Okay, Time Lord, we get that. But custodian, what does that mean here?
The custodians seem to be guardians, responsible for protecting universal knowledge, ancient libraries, maybe dangerous tech, like Gallifreyan tech.
So Ramos had knowledge and resources. What did he do?
He and his associates, Mr. Woltis and Mr. Hugh, they made a move. They used their knowledge, stole a very sophisticated piece of Gallifreyan equipment.
What was it?
A catchment device called the spiral chamber. Their plan was to use it to lure Monica Lamprey in, trap her inside it forever, using Time Lord science against her.
Sounds like a solid plan, using advanced tech from Gallifrey. Why didn't it work? They should have had the upper hand, shouldn't they?
That's the devastating twist. It failed because Monica wanted them to steal it.
She let them.
Worse, she anticipated it. The Lamprey entity exists kind of outside linear time, you see. So Monica, its main human form, knew their every move before they made it.
She knew what they'd steal, where they'd go, how they'd try to use the chamber.
Every step. She basically countered their plan before it even got off the ground. The real takeaway here is terrifying. You can't trap the Lamprey. Not with conventional time travel, not with advanced tech. It's always one step ahead because it's not bound by the same rules. Hashtag the price of victory.
So if trapping it is impossible, what's left? How do you fight something like that?
The final strategy had to be, well, pretty much suicidal, brute force. They decided if they couldn't trap it, maybe they could destroy it from the inside by overfeeding it, hitting it with such an overwhelming blast of pure chronon energy that it would basically burst, self-destruct.
Force-feeding a time-eating monster until it explodes. Desperate.
Extremely desperate, and it required immense sacrifice. First, Joseph Tungard had to step up.
The architect of chaos.
The very same. Recognizing what he'd unleashed, he had to consciously open a gateway to subspace to channel the massive energy flow needed.
And where did that energy come from?
This is the other huge cost. It required temporal power from multiple versions of the Doctor.
Multiple doctors from different timelines.
Exactly. Time Lords gathered from across divergent realities, all agreeing to collectively sacrifice their own internal chronon energy, their life force.
The sources really emphasize the cost, don't they? I remember reading about the alternate Melina, Technician 38.
Yes, the Melina who was a slave in a Roman Empire reality. A truly tragic moment. She deliberately steps in front of this blast of blue energy meant for Professor Rummus.
Sacrificing herself.
And the Lamprey's reaction, it's just ice cold. It sneers something like, a crumb, a morsel, barely worth eating.
Horrible. But her sacrifice bought time.
A few crucial seconds. Enough for the others. But then you see these other doctors, multiple versions, being hit by similar blue energy blasts, and they just vanish.
Vanish, gone. We need to be clear what that means. It's not just dying, is it?
No, it's far worse. That they're sacrificing not just their current life, but their future regenerations, even their past existence.
How does that work?
Because they're from divergent timelines. When their chronon energy is extracted for this final attack, their entire timeline, the Doctor's life, everything they did, everything they would have done, is retroactively erased.
Yeah.
Wiped from existence to provide the fuel.
So they erased entire timelines of heroes just to power this one shot.
That was the price.
Yeah.
Deliberate, self-inflicted timeline destruction.
But even then, was it enough?
Almost. The final act falls to Mel's Doctor. He sees the Monica Lamprey entity is still resisting, still too powerful, so he grabs it. Physically grabs the creature. Throws them both directly into the spiral scratch, into that raw, raging vortex, just as the combined chronon energy blast from all the remaining Doctors hits them both.
An overwhelming surge right into the heart of the chaos.
Obliterated it completely. The sheer force finally destroyed the entity, ending the threat for good. Hashtag tag outro. So when you put it all together, synthesize all this, the picture's pretty clear, isn't it?
Yeah. The Lamprey was driven by this insatiable greed for temporal power.
Absolute greed.
Yeah.
Exploiting these vulnerable time sensitives, exploiting Tungard's accidental discovery, just feasting on the chaos it created by ripping apart infinite universes.
And the victory. Well, it only happened because of unbelievable sacrifice.
Yeah.
Heroes from different realities literally wiping themselves from existence.
Extreme personal sacrifice across multiple timelines. That was the only way.
For me, the thing that really sticks is Tungard. Realizing his life's work, his ambition, even his love for Monica, inadvertently caused universe-ending catastrophe.
That moment of revelation for him must have been devastating, knowing he was dubbed the architect of chaos. And it implies, doesn't it, that somewhere out there's a Joseph Tungard who didn't make those discoveries, who lived a totally different life.
Exactly. We all make choices every day, right? Big ones, small ones, we have no idea what ripples they cause.
But in these sources, those ripples led to erased timelines, altered lives.
Yeah.
Like Mel's life being shaped by her sister Annabelle dying in another reality.
Mm-hmm.
It all revolves around these alternate paths, these what-ifs.
So here's the thought to leave you with. Given everything we've just discussed, The infinite realities, the paths not taken, Tungard's fate.
Yeah.
What real difference would it make to you right now if you actually knew the outcome of one of your own paths not taken? If you could see what happened to your alternate self, would it change the decisions you make every single day?
Something to definitely chew on.
Indeed.
Uh,
That's it for this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.